Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back. We finished with verse 8 last time of Psalm 25. I thought we'd do just 2 verses today. Let me read these out loud, and we'll go through them. Verse 9, Yad Reik Anavim Bameshpat, Vilamed Anavim Darko, Kol Orachot Adonai Chesed Ve'emet, Lenotzarei Verito Ve'edotiv. Go ahead and pause the video and see how much you can pronounce and translate. Okay, verse 9, we have a repeated noun. It's related to ani, which you probably know as, poor or destitute or in trouble. In the Psalms, the ani is the person who has nothing to turn to but God himself. Anav is a related form. It means the same thing, somebody humble or afflicted or something like that. If you read Hebrew long enough, you know that Yod and Vav are close in the interchange. Obviously a masculine plural noun both times. Yad Reik, from darak, to walk, the Yod up front tells you it's an imperfect, and you have an A vowel and an I vowel, so this is a hiphil causative. He, that is God, causes the Anavim to walk in mishpat, in justice. Probably not the justice they do, but the justice they receive, which they need because they have no other recourse. Vilamed, and he, God, and you can see after the yod you have an A vowel, doubled middle root letter for the PL. The Shavah has not been written in here. I'm not sure why. I think that's just a peculiarity of spelling. And he teaches the poor Darko, his way. It's an interesting how it begins and ends with Derek in 2 different forms. So, good and up, you'll remember from verse 8, good and upright is the Lord, therefore he teaches sinners in the way. Expanding on that in verse 9, he causes the poor to walk in justice, and he teaches sinners. He teaches the poor his way. Verse 10 expands on that by continuing, not the way of the sinners, but God's ways. Kol orachot, and orach is just a parallel term for a path. So all the paths of Yahweh are chesed ve'emet, loving kindness and truth. And emet is related to emunah, faithfulness, so truth and faithfulness, something like that, are loving kindness and faithfulness to those keeping his covenant. You can see it's just a kal participle with its seriod on the end. So the keepers of his covenant and his statutes. So the goodness, in verse 8, the goodness of God is expressed in how he teaches sinners. That's continued and expanded in verse 9. And then in verse 10 we see this is just God's policy with everyone, as long as they guard his covenant. They're in a covenant relationship with him. Okay, that's Psalm 25, 9 and 10. We'll pick this up next week, and we'll get into the wisdom part of the psalm. Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you again.